Righto, g'day fellow DIY lovers. I'm at the shed today, and for those of you who have been to the channel before, you'll know that I love doing DIY stuff. So I've got a few boats on the go at the moment. I've got a 29-foot blackfin, Australian-built blackfin, which was originally a stern drive that I've done a hull extension on. I've got two 300 horsepower Suzuki's on it at the moment, 4-stroke Suzuki's on it at the moment, but it's sitting there at the moment. It's sitting there because, well, I don't want to be one of those people in Australia that's sitting there at a fuel station filling up, you know, a dozen jerry cans to put fuel in that boat because it's over on dry dock at the moment and I need to put a heap of fuel in it, and I don't want to do that. So basically right now it's sitting there. It's sitting there, nearly finished, but I'm concentrating on some of the other smaller boats. But that's not what the idea of this video is today. Look guys, my name's Rob. The channel is Pressure's Edge. What I'm going to talk about today is DIY, and I want to discuss why is it that we do DIY? What is it that draws us to doing DIY stuff? Now, for me, I can only really speak for myself and talk about why I do it. I'm not a shipwright by trade. I'm an electronics guy, to be honest with you. I'm a cabler. But why do we DIY? Let's have a look. So what are my reasons for tackling these DIY projects? Now, I guess I compare it to guys that love their four-wheel drives. I see plenty of YouTube guys out there doing old 80 series Land Cruiser rebuilds, Nissan Patrol rebuilds, rebuilding four-wheel drives to try and make them better than they were before, make them, I don't know, like, you know, get them into a position where they can just about go anywhere. But it's not just about building the machine. It's about the enjoyment that we get out of it. It's about trying to save a buck. Because, you know, realistically, we could go out and buy a tinny and pay $6,000 for an aluminium boat, 4.5 metre, 5 metre boat, and then basically whack a 60 horsepower motor on it. If, you know, whatever, cost us probably 10 grand in total with a trailer and everything else on it. And I could be out there fishing, but I don't want to do that. I've owned tinnies a lot of my life, and I am a fibreglass guy. I like fibreglass boats for various reasons, but the DIY component of it, some of my reasons are the money. I can't pay somebody to go out there and rebuild a boat for me. If that Haines Hunter 445 down the back there, if I wanted to buy something comparable to that in a new form or to get somebody else to do it, it'd probably cost me 50,000 bucks. That'd be with a motor, trailer, some of the electronics, not all of the electronics. Some of the electronics I want to put on there is probably going to cost me $20,000 alone. So, you know, it's an expensive process. So we try and take these things on. Now, the thing about it is we enjoy it as well. Well, I do. I don't know if you guys enjoy it. I certainly don't like cutting decks out and cutting the stringers out and all that kind of stuff. It gets very, very dirty, very, very itchy and all the rest of it. So I really don't like doing that. I'm going to outsource that work from now on in. I'm going to get somebody else to do it. Now, I'm not a young guy either. I'm nearly 60 years old, so I've been around the traps a little bit. I'm not a shipwright by trade, but I have done formal fiberglass training. What does that really mean? Not a lot. Because you can jump on YouTube these days and have a look at the way a lot of different people do it. You've got shipwrights out there showing people that are how to laminate properly, how to do different things and all the rest of it. So that's, you know, something else altogether. And the smells of it and probably some of the occupational concerns that you've got, like sniffing in the fumes, wear your vapor masks, the grinding and the dust and everything else. That's just really, really annoying. So it comes down to the same sort of thing as I talked about before, the guys that are doing the four-wheel drives, the 80 series Land Cruisers, the GQ, is that what they are? GU Patrols and that sort of stuff. There's a reason that they do it, and they want to build a four-wheel drive that's better than it ever was. Similar reason to us. We want to build a boat that's better than it ever was. We're taking a lot of the timber out these days. Some guys are putting timber back in. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't have a problem because thermalite, got some thermalite over there, that stuff is expensive. So if you're putting timber back in or thermalite back in or all composite materials, doesn't worry me. I'm personally putting composite materials back in, but only because some of these boat builds that I'm doing now are small. So the amount of material that I'm going to use is limited. There's not going to be huge outlays of huge costs for those materials. But getting back to my point, so those guys that are doing their four-wheel drives, they want to make them better than they were before. And it's the same applies for us. So that Haines 445 down the back there, that is going to probably be twice as heavy as it was before. Even though I'm using composites and everything else, I'm going to stiffen up the floor. I'm going to, when I put my stringers and everything in, I'm going to put, you know, multiple layers of glass down over the top of that, make it super strong. The transom's going to be super strong. The floor is going to go in and it's going to be super strong. So it's going to be heavier. Hopefully that's going to mean that it's going to ride a lot better in the water. It's not going to go bang, 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 bang across the top of the water. It's going to go boosh, boosh through the water. That's bush, yeah. Anyway, and, you know, a lot of different things. We can put different fuel tanks in there. We can increase the size of the fuel tank. We can, in Australia, we have the Australian standards, which sort of dictates, you know, how you go about calculating the maximum horsepower that you can put on a boat. So I'm going to have a look at that. I'm potentially going to put a 90 on the back of the on the Haines 445. The guys have already got the outboards for that shark cat there. But once again, what are your reasons for it? I want to know. I really want to know. What are your reasons for doing DIY boat rebuilds? A lot of guys in the shark cat forums. There's shark cat forums out there. Guys are rebuilding shark cats. There's Haines 445 forums out there. Guys are rebuilding Haines 445s, making them better than they were before. There's one particular guy who sent me a lot of feedback and about his 445, which has got a 30-inch shaft on the outboard. It's got a 30-inch shaft on it, so XXL. XXL? Yeah, XXL shaft on it. 30-inch shaft, because he backs down on marlin. And there's 445 Haines Hunter. That is amazing. He sent me this little film of his 445, which got a 115 Yami on it, and it's born through the water. It's amazing what this little 445 can do. And a photo of this marlin beside this little 445. He's caught this marlin, he's bringing it up on this 445. Man, that is just super. But guys, DIY to some of us is incredibly important. It's a hobby to some people, you know. It's just something that we love to do. Even though sometimes we get the itchy, we get the smells, you know, you can't avoid it all the time. And there's some positive things to it, there's some negative things to it, but I want to know what your reasons are for it. Drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what your reasons are for it, because I'm truly interested to find out. And I'd like to see, if you've done some rebuilds before, I'd like to see some photos of them, or I don't know if you can upload photos to the comment section, but just let me know what you've done, because I'm really interested and really, really keen to see them. All right, guys, thanks. Just a very quick vlog. So thank you very much for watching this one. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming. I've got a list like this that's going to be some of the topics that I'm going to do vlogs on. I'm going to try and keep them coming as often as I can. I can't promise that I do them every week, simply because I'm a pretty busy guy. My staff like to say that I'm semi-retired, but I'm not. I'm not semi-retired, not at all. You know, I've got debts and everything just like everybody else, so I've got to keep going. And that's why I'm doing some of this as well. Maybe one day I'll talk to you about that, but right now, that's it. Let me know why you're doing the DIY project, what you intend to get from it, what sort of project that you're working on at the moment, whether it's an American boat, whether it's an Australian boat, whether it's European, I don't really care. Just let me know. Just drop us a note in that comment section and let me know what you're doing. Righto, guys, thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one, eh?